EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. First and 10, and they've got three tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. Oh, he shifts past him. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
No, off. Check, Fresno.
First carry for the Oklahoma State man, Chuba Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
All you get is a headache.
Slice boo.
21, Mike 21. Check Mike.
Ultra.
Here we go. Hey, check 24.
And Lance now to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
He's checking. Crash.
Red, cycle.
Hey, check.
And they'll go for it. Lance rolling to his right. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Pull it together. Kill.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5.
Mike 27. Get ready. Showing it.
A handoff to Barkley. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley, and he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on first and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on third down.
Viking 18.
Here we go, D. All day, defense.
Buffalo 18.
All day. Back, back, back.
Just beating the play clock is Hill. Flush to his right. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. To hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Right over there. Yeah. 91. Right there. Let's go one more. 58, boys. 58. 58. It's Mike.
Kaepernick going to throw. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Oh, that's a big let off there on 3rd down because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a first down, but for big yardage as well.
On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. It's caught, Lockett, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Red 80. Mike, 58, right there. I got Red 80.
Play action. Now Kaepernick. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 55 rushing yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Now Lance on the bootleg. On the move to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashawn Gary. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Here we go.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Seven Pirates.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Cup 19.
Hey, check. Mike 21. Mike 21.
Street.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people, but they'll run through them.
Yeah, able to shed tacklers. We saw it right there. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. "43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
91. Easy. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. SOS. Shift. Watch the shift. 36. Kill.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47.
Monday, Monday. Sunday, Sunday.
Mike 35.
Now a play fake. Kaepernick steps away. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big connection on that one. 35 yards.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. 50.
Red,
The mic. Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant.
red 80.
58's the mic, 58. 58's the mic.
He's tired of me.
Kaepernick now on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Touchdown! Dalvin Cook hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Black Knights are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
All right, T, let's.
6. Mega.
Hey, check.
Hey, check Mega.
21, check Mike 21. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Here's Lance to throw it. Forced out to his left. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. All that for a 2-yard gain, second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Red 38.
Off of play action, here's Lance. They'll roll him out right, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Mega.
Afraid of me? Hey, watch the edge, watch the edge. Hey, switch gears.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving.
Touchdown! Racy McMath, his first touchdown on the year. And the Black Knights have taken the lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Let's go now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Saquon Barkley, as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Now McManus for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll take over with just 16 ticks remaining before intermission. On play action, it's Kaepernick. Being chased out left. That's caught by McMath. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58. Right.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Red 80. 91. Hey, defense, let's go. Hey, 58 is the mic. Going 58's the mic.
A final shot before half for Kaepernick. Airing this one out for Evans. And he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10.
58's the mic, 58. Watch the curl.
Now Kaepernick. Open man is McMath. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A quick throw out to Lockett. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Single, slot. There, you're on an island. Motion, bump.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. They go play fake, and it's Hill. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Sack, baby.
Cowboy 80. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Go, Rig. Go.
Third and long. It's Hill. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Robert Quinn. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. A give. This is Cook. And some room to roam now. And he's taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 28. 72 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. To throw, it's Kaepernick. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DrEwSkyBoOsKy's able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
A handoff, Barkley running left, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Here we go. Check Fury, yellow, 43. Blaster, 6.
Hey, check Mike 21, check Mike 21.
Ready.
Throwing now is Lance. Flushed out right. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, 76 yards. And the Broncos have broken the tie. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Right now, let's run, baby.
All day.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action.
Let's go.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Left side, Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Cook, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Black Knights are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. And this is caught. And they've got the lead here in the 4th. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
I'm here all day.
Hey, check my...
Off of play action, Hill rolling to his right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Ready? 21, Mike 21. Check Mike 21. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Now it's Barkley. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 146 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Our time. It's our time. Check 3.
This is Barkley. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
49. Check 49. Check 49.
Shotgun now for Lance. Escaping the pressure right. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Hey, check right.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Out to his left. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. There he goes, right side. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped him to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Black Knights use the short field to get in for 6. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Hey, check, Mike 21, Mike 21. Check, smash.
Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come.
Now Lance. He'll buy some time right. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Play action, now it's Lance. Rolling to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 37. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Touchdown! Mike Evans with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Black Knights are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the
pressure comes, and down he goes. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Hey, check, Mike 21, Mike 21, go!
Another try after the 1st down sack. Hill. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quiddy Pay in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Lance and company going on 4th down. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a big play there for the Broncos. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton, and it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Hey, check, Mike 21, Mike 21.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lance goes back to Sutton, this time completes it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tanner Muse with it. There he goes left side. The 30. 10.
Prime time, baby.
Touchdown.
Brandon, that touchdown certainly looks like the clincher to me.
Probably a little too much to overcome, don't you think?
I would agree. I say at this stage of the game, that touchdown should seal the fate.
McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Oh, Kaepernick's going to throw it. He's going to air one out. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. He finds his target, it's Evans. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there, not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Here's Kaepernick to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. Dancing to his left. And it's caught. Touchdown. Mike Evans with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Black Knights are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the home team here, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to